All right, so you've got your research legs generally underneath you. Yesterday, we talked about types of sources and we went through the quick list of the sources that you're going to need. The types of sources you're going to need, just a quick reminder, are you're going to need a textbook, not a school book, textbook, a source written by an academic, not necessarily something from a database, but all the things in a database are written by academics. 3, you're going to need a not book. Everything in the universe is either a book or not a book. And number 4, you're going to need a primary source. All right, let's go see what we can get then. So, step 1 to looking in a book, browse, table of contents. It's right there. They've got like an entire chapter devoted to something. It means that, yeah, you'll be able to find information about the thing you want in this book. Bam. You can also skim a book to see if it talks about your topic, but honestly, history books are really, really long usually. Skimming is a silly option. So instead, index, right? This index lets me know right here that this is an excellent book if I am looking for denial of service attacks based on computer viruses, right? They have an entire section on just how a computer virus works from like 181 to 187, including the phases on 182. Yeah, and they have multiple page-long listings for denial of service attacks, which, hell yeah, that's what I was researching. Bam, done. On your tables right now, there is a copy of Strayer. Strayer is the red book. Inside of it are primary sources. So what I want you to do is go find one. I'm literally going to give you a minute. And pause. All right, we're back. Did you find it? Also, Strayer is one of those really, really fab books that actually is a textbook that contains primary sources, the kind you can use too. Not like a quote this long, because then you have to go find it, like the actual one. This one has full copies of primary source documents and can be used, provided we didn't already use it in class. All right, so to yon internets, zap. No, so here are 5 steps that Mr. Russo has for you guys as you begin your internet research. Clarify, search, delve, evaluate, and cite. Cool. Let's walk through what the hell these mean. Clarify means to make clear, right? When you're doing internet research, you're going to start with what are you actually trying to find. We have a guided question: how did people, ideas, and technology drive people to war? You guys also have, your prompt, right? What are the main causes? All right. So right now, I want you to just drop in keywords, possible search terms. This will probably be like a short list of like 10, 15 quick little words, like things to search up. Once you've got those, grab up some synonyms, right? There's like 5 different ways to say England. Synonyms, alternate phrasings of it, and any other related questions that would help you get to what you need. Go ahead, drop those in your notes. Pause me, I'll be back in like, let's call it a minute. And go. Sweet, and I'm back. All right. So, your next step will be to search, which you're not going to do just yet because I feel like pausing myself while you search things in Google. That's silly. You search things in Google. You know how Google works. All right. But you might not know how to make it work better. So, step 1, are you using quality search term? Use simple search terms and use only the important keywords, right? If that's not working, use other search terms or get more specific. Never, ever be afraid to ask the machine for exactly what you want. If you want a primary source on Germany, getting it, like on the German reasons for getting into World War I, ask the machine for that. No, really, it will work. Quotation marks are one. Like if you Google an entire quote, it will bring up quotes with that phrasing. If you Google it without the quotes, it will bring up results that include the more important keywords. Like from the example, it would probably bring up world, best, and teacher, possibly Rousseau. The way the quotation marks work is that whatever is in them, it must include. Basically, it can't drop anything. So if you have a keyword that's more important than the rest of them, put it in the little quote marks, and then your other terms kind of around it. Google Pro. Yo. All right, so spelling. The reason I'm good at Google, sweethearts, is that I can't spell for nothing. Y'all seen it. Um, it will spell check for you. Google it, get as close as you can, and it'll usually spit out the correct one on your way back. Other search engines are not this forgiving. In particular, when you are using like Scholar or JSTOR or something, they don't really do that for you. They're not as nice. All right, moving right along here. Don't worry about punctuation. The internet doesn't care. Never has, never will. You can try. Anyway, continuing. Like, I'm just going to give you a quick example before I, like, have you go try out some of your search terms. If I was to Google Panther, what results would I get? Like, well, first of all, like, I'd get some ads, and I'd probably get, like, I don't know, like, a company and a park or something, like the location of Panther Lake. Yeah. Okay, what sort of results do I want? Well, I specifically want the animals, so I might add in some things. Like, if I add in cats, I'm likely to like get what I'm looking for. And if I add in Cats, the musical, I'd have to gouge out my own eyes. All right, so use one of the keywords to find a source that you think might answer your guiding question, right? Take one of those like little list pieces, search it up. I'll give you guys like a minute or so to do that, and pause me. Great, and we're back. Hopefully you guys found something that you think you might be able to use. So we've got clarify, we've got search, now it's time for delve. Delve is a super fancy word that like extremely poetic people use to mean dig or plunge. Anyway, it rhymes with things, it gets into bad poetry. Whatever, so delve. Which one should you click on? Yeah? And is the first result always the most helpful? Well, first things first about Google, the first few results are ads. So, no. Then, after that, the first result it gives you is based on your search history and a complex algorithm. So, make sure you're reading at least the whole first page. Yeah. All right. Use the URL to determine if you know this source, right? Most things that are at www1, like dot news for real jc9 dot I don't know ce. That'll be fun. Probably not as good as like cnn.com. Yeah. All right. So like here's a solid example, just from like the news. I'm looking for a reputable source on the Russo-Ukrainian conflict. So I'm like, pop it open. I'm like, oh, okay, well, the Council for Foreign Relations is extremely reliable, right? Like, I happen to know them. Great, great. Cool. It also shows me, like, that this was published 4 days ago. This still might not be, like, the best source then for an update because, like, it's not quite as fresh as I might want. That's just something to weigh. This will matter much, like the days thing will matter a little less for like studying history, but we teach social studies around here. All right, so I got 3 sources for you. I'm gonna let you pick. Which one do you think is the most accurate for the Russo-Ukrainian war? Like why or why not? I'm gonna let you guys discuss in your pods which one of the 3 you like. If it would, all right, there we go. Go ahead and pause me. Which one's best? All right. If you picked Al Jazeera or The Economist, doing all right. Yeah, the Moscow Times is Russian state media. Al Jazeera and The Economist are both perfectly normal sources. The Economist is a little right-leaning, what with being a financial paper, but those are perfectly normal sources. All right. So, yeah, everybody's favorite news source of up-to-the-minute news. Anyway, it's not a news source, it's an entertainment source. One, nothing on it is vetted. I wouldn't, it might be an interesting place to like find something and then I would go look it up. But just a quick reminder, literally like 4,000 plus chaos agents were thrown off of Tumblr in 2016. I'm not even kidding, like this is like a whole news story. Yeah, so don't use social media as a news source. Encourage the people around you not to either. All right, so last thing for Delve though, sort through your results real fast. What link do you think, out of what you found, will help you the most, right? Pause me and go. And now that I'm back, yeah, like, Good deal. So you've got like one solid link. Now it's time to evaluate it. How do you know if the information in a result is actually what you need? Okay, so this is where like it gets good. 1, Control F. I've been telling you guys about this since September. Use it. I use it every day. It's extremely helpful. On Mac, it's Command plus F. All right, neat. But it'll help you search the words inside of a web page. It's extremely helpful. Yeah, I can't actually read a 400-page document inside of 5 minutes, but I can absolutely use that feature to find what I am looking for. Used it literally yesterday to find something in the contract. Anyway, so 1, make sure it's actually got what you need in it. 2, cross-check your sources. Just like Red said yesterday, trust no one. But like good sources, good historians will not only cite their sources, like have citations, but 2, check that those citations actually back them up. Just because somebody's got like 9 links in the doobly-doo of their YouTube video doesn't mean they're reliable. It means they can copy and paste. Actually, check the links. All right. So now that I've helped you guys all know how to like get into some YouTube beef, which I'm sure you needed to know how to. All right, let's talk about evaluation. So, all right, open the site, pop it open into a new tab. I know that you guys know how to open new tabs because you all have like 60 open right now. Then you're going to skim, read it. If it has like a pile of ads, it's probably not great. If it's somebody's goddamn doctoral thesis, might be a bit much for a 9th grade history paper. Maybe. All right. Yeah. Like, skim the link. Is it going to answer your question? Then look for the answer, right? You got Control F. Try to figure out if they're credible. They got the domain, read the about page. Does the article cite other sources? All right, I'm gonna have you pause me for about a minute so you can do what's in the yellow bars. And fantastic. Hope your evaluation went well. All right, next thing to look at your site. What's the purpose of the site, right? Are they trying to like convince you to their side? Are they trying to sell you something? Are they an influencer selling a lifestyle brand? Anyway, gross. But yeah, like what's the tone of the writing? Is it really professional? Is it intellectual? Is it emotional? Ooh, this is a big one because like this is like one of the recentest things. But like, does the headline for whatever you're reading match the article? Sometimes they don't. Sometimes they're written by 2 separate people who've literally never met. All right. Are you being educated on an idea or are you being convinced? Right? Does that affect how you answer the question? Do other sources have the same information? Right? Again, a lot of these are like more for like updating news things, but it's the same skill set really for history. So, was your site credible? I'm hoping that they were. Like, cool. All right, next up, cite your source. If you found one, that's rad, and you're like, yes, I'm totally going to use this. Honestly, just grab up all the citation information right away, right? The basic questions, like from the slides yesterday, are usually what I just answer in my head now, because that'll usually give me everything I need to write the citation, along with the link. And if I need another thing, I can go back to the link, right? Cool. Last up, yeah, keep track of what you find. Like, bookmarks are great. There's the reading list tab as well. It's like top right of Chrome. I realize I'm pointing at my screen and you can't see that. Yeah, it doesn't exist in this video. All right, dope. Last things last. These are the databases. All right, so check it out. You looking for what an academic wrote down? A scholarly database is going to be awesome. Only academics are allowed to write there. So, cool. Some of the papers will be well above what you need. JSTOR is like my favorite. It's my baby. But yeah, no, like if you sign up for their free account, you can have like 12 papers. You can have access to like 12 papers in a month, which now that I'm no longer a university student, I find to be more than adequate. All right, Google Scholar lets you search the databases. All right, and with that, I'm gonna let you guys get on to your scavenger hunt. Bam, video over.